this article on the left is created by AI, and the article on the right is also created by AI. As a matter of fact, both articles are created by the same AI and using the same prompt, but they look very different. So what's happening here? If you look closely, the article on the left looks very normal. This is the kind of article that you are going to get when you're using a simple prompt in ChatGPT or other AI models. I think more or less this is looking good, but the article on the right is even better because it introduces a lot of white spaces and it's going to make the content a lot more readable and scannable. And this is the kind of article that you want to create on the internet because this is the best way to communicate text on the internet. White spaces is going to make the content much more readable and enjoyable. So you want to achieve the content that look like this. Now, as someone that has been creating tons of AI articles in the past, I can tell you that it's very difficult to tell the AI to produce this kind of article, the one that is on the right side of the screen, in the response. It is very difficult, even though you are mentioning the name of the author or maybe the website or maybe the book that you want the AI to reference. Oftentimes, it's not going to give you the kind of article format that you want. So we have to be a bit more creative. And I think I just found a simple way to do it. It's called a few shot prompting or a few shot learning. This is just a fancy way of saying that you are going to provide an example to the AI so the AI can follow the example to produce the content that you want. The problem is you cannot just download or export an article from another website and then put it into the prompt and then tell the AI to follow the same format from the example. It's not going to work for two reasons. Number one, it is not very specific. Even though you're giving the AI a full article that it can read and learn, you are not pointing the exact element that you want to replicate. Number two, AI has a limit. If you are putting a full article into your prompt, there is a good chance the article might not follow all the instructions that you have in the prompt and might just gloss over all your prompting and eventually will get a bad result, and we don't want to have that. So we have to be more creative, and I think I just found a simple workaround to essentially force the AI to create exactly the content that you want based on a real blog post. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, just to refresh your memory, this is the regular AI article and this is the human AI article, even though there is no human element here, but the article just feels more human. And just to prove to you that I was using the same prompt, I actually generated these two articles using Perplexity, and the model that I'm using is ChatGPT 4.0, and this is the prompt, and this is the prompt for the article 1 for this article, and this is the prompt for the article number 2, the second article. And the only thing that is different is the article format. So we are going to recreate this article format document because this contains all the information needed for the AI to create this human looking article, and you can create this document in less than 5 minutes. And the first thing that you need to do is you have to open Google Docs. Actually, you don't have to use Google Docs. You can use any program that allows you to write some text. It could be Microsoft Word, it could be a notepad document, but I'm going to be using Google Docs for simplicity. Okay, let's name this document article format, and then you can open a website which article you want to copy its format. The article format that I want to follow is the one from the Ahrefs blog, and I think they do have a lot of really good articles that are very useful for website owners and digital marketers. And I can tell that this article is a lot more digestible, it's a lot more readable and scannable because they don't use just a simple wall of paragraph. They use plenty of different type of contents, like there are some pictures, there are some tables, bullet points, some headings, and also some interesting pictures that we can look into. But let's remove the picture first. So I'm going to right click on any of the picture, click inspect, and let's put this right here on the right side. And I just want to remove the image because we want to focus on the text content. So I'm going to add some CSS to the image, and therefore they will be gone. You don't have to do this, by the way. This is completely optional. I'm just doing this so we can see the text content easily. Anyway, I'm going to split the window into two. Now I have the article on the left side and this document on the right side. Okay, the next thing that you need to do is you have to look at this article and then you want to figure out what elements that are present in this article. So I'm going to start with the first paragraph. They do have this simple paragraph. I'm going to go with simple short paragraph. That's just a simple way to describing that paragraph. Okay, what else do they have? Oh, they have this very short sentence. Okay, maybe I'm going to call this one a short sentence, maybe between 5 to 8 words. Okay, what else did I have? Okay, there's this concise bullet point. Let's call it concise bullet point. And let's moving on. They do have a heading. Okay, there is a heading. Okay, what else? Okay, another bullet point. I don't have to mention that because we already have one. Oh, they do have this long paragraph, but this paragraph has only 2 sentences. So I'm going to call this one, let's say, medium paragraph with 2 sentences. Okay, let's move on. They do have this long bullet point. Okay, let's do it again. Long bullet point. And okay, there is another short statement, I guess. Let's call it a short statement. Short statement. Okay, let's move on. There is this. I believe this is a quote. Now I need to just scroll down, and oh, there is this big question. Let's call this one heading with question. Okay, now let's move on. What else that we have? Oh, there is this. I'm going to call this one a long heading. Maybe not a long heading. It's a descriptive heading. Now let's move on. What else that we have? Okay, another paragraph, bullet points. Okay, I think more or less we have covered all the elements that are present in this document, in this article. So I guess we are ready to move on to the next step. By the way, this is the list that I have, and you can obviously just add as many elements that you could tell based on the article that you want to follow. So I have this list and I'm ready to move on to the next step. And after that, you want to select all the elements that you just listed and you want to copy it. And after that, you want to open ChatGPT, Claude, or maybe Perplexity. It's really up to you which AI that you want to use. I think it doesn't really matter. And after that, paste the elements that you just listed and add some more lines at the top because we want to put an important prompt right here. Allow me a moment to copy and paste this prompt. Okay, the prompt is: the following is a format of a blog post that looks natural and human. I want you to extend the structure and randomize it, but be sure to keep it logical. Separate each item with an empty line. Do not change anything on the wording. Please respond in the code window for easy copy. And here is the format. And after that, you want to hit enter and see what kind of variation that the AI will come up with. Alright, Perplexity has given me this result. This is actually based on the elements that I just listed, except this one is a lot longer. So anyway, I'm going to copy this structure or this format, and I'm going to delete the previous list that I have, and I'm going to right click, paste, and oh, sorry about that, we don't need that. Okay, just use Ctrl and V, and this is essentially the kind of elements that we are going to implement to our blog post. Now that we have this structure, the next thing that you can do is to add a new line at the top, because again, we want to put some prompt. And allow me for a second to copy this prompt that I just prepared, and this is okay. So this is the prompt. Follow this paragraph format when asked to create an article. This is just one variation. You can spin and randomize the order of these items in the response. Here is the format. Essentially, this is going to be a guiding document that the AI will use to produce content based on our prompt. And when you're done with this document, with this structure, you can click File, click Download, and I do recommend plain text TXT because it is a lightweight format. And after that, you can visit ChatGPT, Claude, or Perplexity, and you can start writing your prompt. For example, I'm going to be using the same prompt as before, except for this one, I'm going to use a different article. Let's write something like tips to survive in the summer without air conditioner. Okay, now I'm going to upload the article format document that I just created to Perplexity, and now just wait, and then we can start building an article based on this prompt and also based on the article format that we just created. All right, so it is done, and yeah, I think the result is pretty good, except maybe this is using the default model from Perplexity. I'm going to try again using GPT-4o because it's usually going to yield better result. Okay, now we get this result from Perplexity, and this is definitely a lot better than this article without the document that we just provided on the prompt. So as you can see, there are many different elements. There are paragraphs, bullet points, there's also a lot of white spaces, and I think this is much more readable compared to this article. The paragraphs here are very long, but the paragraphs on this article is a lot shorter. Anyway, just to give you some perspective, I'm going to copy this article and I'm going to publish that on a WordPress page so you can see what's going to look like when it is being published to a real website. And I can tell you that it is definitely a lot more readable, a lot more scannable for users compared to a long paragraph article. So yeah, I think this is definitely a better format, and you can always reuse that document on a different article, or you can also just spin a different format, or you might want to add another element into that document so the article is going to feel rich and it will have variations that are going to make each article feel unique. And speaking about unique, I have created a long list of over 200 words and phrases that are used by ChatGPT that doesn't feel human at all. And if you remove that, it's going to make the content more unique, and also it's going to look more human, and you can easily get this human score every time you are making content accompanied by this list. You can check out the link in the description if you are interested. Anyway, if you are a Perplexity user, there are some really good prompting techniques that you should know, and I can tell you that there aren't many people know about these secret prompts. So if you want to know those prompts, check out this video and I'll see you there.